Now I'm in a spaceship, you see. Baby, tell me what you rob me, lie for me. Now that I'm out there, go get rid of me, sick of me. Baby, tell me you gonna be by my side, gonna be by my side. Yeah, I'm tired of being what they say. I just wanna be who I am. Have a lot of enemies living on my planet. Yeah, the pain they'll never understand it. Strictly told, you'll never understand it. We'll live the project, didn't have anything, so we're always the suspect. God damn it, sick and tired of living this life without a purpose. Feel like who's eating speak as a world full of demons. I'm feeling what's best, like a puzzle, please fix me. Don't know why they hate, but they all trying to trick me. Level on my shoulder, seeing things in 3D. In 3D, now I'm in a spaceship, you see. Baby, tell me what you rock me, lie for me. Now that I'm out there, go get rid of me, sick of me. Baby, tell me you gonna be by my side, gonna be by my side. Yeah, I'm tired of being what they say. I just wanna be who I am. Have a lot of enemies living on my planet. Yeah, the pain they'll never understand it. Yeah, I'm lost in this spaceship, lost my spot in this world. Can't do the right drugs, now my life is a scroll. Trust me, you don't wanna be controlled. It gets ugly, they'll die or be so. Take the pain away, this actually got me on sway. Took a lot of flames, they all thought I was playing game. I was all alone when you say you wouldn't stay. Never on my phone, don't got time to be first wave. All alone, they play me, yeah, I'm feeling shady. I just thank God that I stayed and made it out of here. They say life is only as good as you make it. Never lose control and keep on maintaining. Everybody got something second, third changing. Always been the realest, yeah, always been patient. Wanna make it to the top, that's where I'm aiming. Wanna make it to the top, that's where I'm aiming. I'm in a spaceship, you see. Baby, tell me what you rock me, lie for me. Now that I'm out there, go get rid of me, sick of me. Baby, tell me you gonna be by my side, gonna be by my side. Yeah, I'm tired of being what they say. I just wanna be who I am. Have a lot of enemies living on my planet. Yeah, the pain they'll never understand it.
Welcome to MANGMAS. Woo! Yeah, MANGMAS.
Okay, as we all know, this holy holiday celebrates the coming of Mang from the astral plane to our world in his spaceship two-seat. We all remember being told as a child, MANGMAS is about Mang, not presents. But what does this truly mean? What did Mang give us on this day? We'll talk about this later and much more.
So make sure to follow our new official Instagram page at the Dave Munford Podcast _official. That's the Dave Munford Podcast _official. It's not case sensitive, no capital letters. It's just the Dave Munford Podcast _official. Drop a follow, drop a like. I am pumped.
All right, well, thank you there, Jamal.
I feel like it's time to introduce our sponsor for today, which is Salt City Construction.
Oh yes, don't forget, this is Salt City Construction, but MANGMAS. Okay, it is a special advert here.
So make sure to follow our new official Instagram page at the Dave Munford Podcast _official. That's THEDAVEMUNFORDCAST _OFFICAL. Thank you and have a mangful day.
On to the advertisement. This MANGMAS, thousands of people will be living out on the streets with no home to call their own. Make sure you're not one of them by checking out Salt City Construction. Their homes are handcrafted by the most skilled workers in the home construction business. Every single step of the process is designed with you in mind. Can't pay for a house? No problem. Salt City Construction has private funding sources that can bypass the legal loan system in America. You can get a loan in just 2 days. You heard that right. 2 days to fund the dream home you've always wanted to have.
So call 801-990-0405. That's 801-990-0405 immediately. Disclaimer, we are not in any way associated with Salt City Construction. Okay. Hello, Chief Keith. How are you doing? You've been on before, is that correct?
That's correct. I've been here before. Back
Well,
on the big leagues,
congratulations.
baby.
What was that?
I said I'm back in the big leagues, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Dave Munford podcast.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark Jonathan. How are you doing on this fine MANGMAS day? Okay.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah? Great. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been on this podcast before, right?
Yeah, I've been here before. Didn't have the though.
Well, I'm sad to hear that, but we're not going to keep that for the video, so. Okay, hello, Mitchell. How are you doing? You've been on before. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been on before. I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Great.
How's your Merry Christmas, by the way?
I don't celebrate Christmas, but
Oh, are you Jewish?
no, I'm Mangish. Merry
Mangish.
MANGMAS.
Oh, Merry MANGMAS.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. Hello, Dolphin, and welcome to the Dave Munford podcast. How are you doing today? That's great. So you're a fan of Mang the Rockstar, is that? So our first question we have for you. How did you first become a fan of Mang the Rockstar?
Well, I first became a fan of Mang the Rockstar because me, Chief Keef, I'm a very accomplished rapper.
Wrong hat.
But I heard Mang the Rockstar for the first time, and I realized that he has done better than anything I've ever done in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I became a fan for life, a lifer, a Mang the Rockstar lifer.
Right, a baby, if you will.
Yes, we can call it that.
So since this is the MANGMAS special, we have a few questions that are more, MANGMAS orientated.
Okay.
So our first question is, how do you and your family personally celebrate MANGMAS?
I like to celebrate by listening to Spaceship every day, leaving it on blast. As of right now, I turned it off so I could talk to you during this interview. What are you throwing?
You can keep playing it.
Okay. All right. Let
In
me.
fact, that'd be a welcome addition.
All right. Anyways, I just celebrate, and on MANGMAS Day, I do a full marathon of all the interviews with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I just love Mang so much. I love watching him, seeing him. I love doing everything revolving around Mang.
Yeah, I mean, I know many people bake MANGMAS cookies. Do you do that?
Yeah, I also make Mang cookies.
Do you decorate a MANGMAS tree?
All the time. Definitely.
What do you decorate it with?
I decorate with his album covers and his leaks. I decorate it with his favorite music artist as well.
So you decorate it with like other
Well, others that Mang would like. It's all about Mang.
Okay. That might be a little a little sacrilegious, but it's your tradition, whatever, it's fine. What?
No, okay, so we have a little, we have a dreidel, and on each of the sides of the dreidel, we have a picture of Domang, a different picture of Domang, and we spin it, and we land on a picture of Domang, and that's how we celebrate Mangmas. We make potato pancakes in the shape of Domang. It's very nice.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard anybody do that. I mean, I know, a lot of people decorate MANGMAS trees, make MANGMAS cookies. But, I like adding that extra, flavor, if you will.
Yeah, it's very flavorful.
Yeah, just like... Please remember that to get full points on this assignment, you must complete the MANGMAS Mile in under 7 minutes. This physical assessment will be 100% of your grade and will be what we base the rest of the unit off of. Remember, out of wedlock, intercourse is haram. Thank you for joining us. Let's just get started.
Okay.
So, Mark, when did you first become a fan of Mang the Rockstar?
I want to say about 3 years ago. I met Mang when he started his career. And he showed me his music, and I was just fascinated with his exquisite design and the soundtrack and the lyrics and everything about his songs.
So he gave you a preview of his music?
Well, actually, not really the songs he released now, but more of templates or concepts for what brought him to where he is now. Unreleased songs, you could say.
That is fascinating. Yeah, that's great. It's cool. I mean, I don't know why he didn't share that with me.
Maybe it's because he doesn't care about you all, and he hasn't even watched your podcast about him.
Okay. That's not true. I know that.
It's a little weird that you kind of obsess over him, and he doesn't even care about you or know anything about your show.
Well, personally, I don't know why you would be interacting with a fan of Mang the Rockstar. I mean, that channel is abhorrent. Could you explain yourself a little bit?
Well, money is money, I think I explained myself quite well,
I see.
And it's just hard reaction to it. And
So you were paid to do this?
Oh yeah, I love money.
Man, that really just shows how much of a scumbag fan of Mang the Rockstar is. Can't believe him.
I like the guy, trust me, I've interacted with him many times.
You do?
Oh yeah, I don't like him. He's kind of
What's his name and his address? And
his name was like Devin or some shit like that. Some stupid name like that. I don't know, it's something like that. Devin, I think it was some give me this fake address, let me pull it up right here. It was like, it's just in Chinese text. Apparently he lives in...
oh, of course he's Chinese. So, how did you first become a fan of Mang the Rockstar?
I first became a fan of Mang when in a group chat with him, he's like, listen to my new song, and then he dropped it all to all of us. We're like, okay, well, I'll give it a listen.
Okay, that's like your whole answer.
Yeah, and then I listened, and I was like, this is good.
Okay. Great. What was your Mang moment? And can you describe it for us?
My Mang moment?
Yeah. Your Mang moment. I mean,
I think my Mang moment is when we were on a bus to go play a soccer game, and I played soccer with Mang, as you've already heard before.
Right.
But he pulls out his speaker out of his backpack and he starts blasting Spaceship on the bus, and all of us are getting hype. We're like shaking the bus like in the middle of the road. I think also on that bus trip, Mang, we arrived at the high school, and there's this girl walking home. Mang rolls down the window and says, "What's up, Shotty?" And all of us we're like, "Oh my God, Mang!"
Wow. In that moment, did you feel enlightened?
I felt very enlightened. I felt like this man is literally the Messiah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He's really out of this world in a spaceship 2-seat. What was your Mang moment?
My Mang moment?
Yeah, your Mang moment. What Mang you?
Honestly, I haven't had my Mang moment yet. I don't think I've had it yet.
No?
I think my Mang moment is gonna come when Mang hits #1 billboards, because he's gotten pretty close, but he hasn't yet. But once he does that, I think I will have my Mang moment.
What do you think that Mang moment will entail?
To be honest, I think I'll become very famous and rich for being one of his earliest supporters.
Oh, so are you just in it for the money? Is that what you're saying?
No, actually, I think I'm gonna reject all the money and use
Ever
it
since a few years ago, I just
to
haven't seen him, and it's been really unfortunate for me. Ever since he's become this really, famous artist, I've just wanted to meet him, and talk to him again. But
Yeah, I agree with that. And so, that's why I've decided to start the Munford Podcast Foundation to donate money to the horrible crimes that Dave Munford and his association have brought on.
We're gonna have to cut out a lot here. So, I'm gonna keep giving you questions, and you better answer them, or else you're gone. All right?
Yeah, I'm answering them, Dave. You suck.
Can still cut it out. We can still cut it out. It's fine. Okay. So what does MANGMAS mean to you?
It's a very special holiday to me. It's the day where I get to celebrate my lifelong devotion to this man, this god, if you will.
For sure. Absolutely. Now, do you incorporate... This can be a little controversial, because of course MANGMAS is about Mang. It's about his forthcoming. But do you incorporate praising in any way young Draco?
So, you know how in Christianity there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit?
Right.
So in this I don't want to call it a religion, because it's not a religion. It's a willful cult that I joined. And the leader is Mang the Rockstar, and Marco, or as we like to call him, Young Draco.
Right.
He's the son, and the Holy Spirit is their producer. I can't say his name because he prefers to remain anonymous. But it's really the Holy Trio. It's the Holy Trinity. I
see. I wouldn't call it a cult, because
that's why I said willing cult.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I suppose that would describe it. Although, personally, I feel like, a cult signifies it's something selective, right? Like, only certain people are in it
Oh yeah, Domang opens his doors to all.
Exactly. And everybody being on Earth and living is already praising Mang.
That's true.
How do you feel on the socioeconomic and political tensions on the Indian subcontinent?
Me being Indian myself, I don't give a about the third world, but I think that the protest started by the Punjab province is a very nice movement that needs to be spread out. And I'm very proud of the protesters who've gone there and supported the, farmers' rights, the right to having a voice in the court and not having corporates take over. The local farmers, I think it's a great thing. I think that it's
Okay, more in the lines of the holiday spirit, what does MANGMAS mean to you?
MANGMAS means everything to me. It's just one-time event each year where we come together and we listen to Mang and we appreciate his music, we appreciate him, we appreciate everything he does. It brings people together.
I think that was a bad representation of Mang's true talent, but I still think it was a pretty decent song, but nowhere near as good as the hit single Spaceship.
Yeah, I agree with my
So our next question we have here is, okay, this one is a little controversial, but the People's Republic of China, Babies and Young Draco.
Yeah, I'm actually really good friends with Xing CCP. He's messaged me like quite a few times. He's tried to do some things with me, but
What are you
honestly,
talking about?
At this point, I think we've gone too far, and I don't think I want to talk to him anymore after what he did and what he said. But yeah,
I have no idea what you're talking about. What does MANGMAS mean to you and your family?
I think MANGMAS means MANGMAS to me. I think it means that it's all about coming together and listening to Mang and just celebrating the year all together while listening to Mang.
So we just have a couple more questions. Our first being of these, what are your views on the socioeconomic and political tensions on the Indian subcontinent?
On the Indian subcontinent?
Yeah.
Well, as Domang always would tell me, in school telling me, always in the barbershop, Domang ain't about this, Domang ain't about that. And that's how I feel about the political controversies on the Indian subcontinent.
Okay, welcome back, Sam. You've been on the show before, is that correct?
I have.
Congratulations. So, since you've been on the show before, we just have a few things to ask you. We're just gonna run through them, and since you're late, we'll, speed up the pace a little bit, but
I'm not
still
late.
give you time to answer.
Not late.
Okay, so let's jump right into the questions. When
was
did
your
you
Mang
first
moment?
become
What
a
does
fan of
MANGMAS mean
the
to you? The
Rockstar? How
People's
do you
Republic of
celebrate
China
Magnus?
babysitting
What
you
are
by
your
Draco.
views
You
on the
practice the 5 pillars of
socioeconomic
Mang.
and
You will be
political
given a choice of
tensions
3
in the
options in the
Indian
following questions.
subcontinent?
You have
Do
5
you
seconds
think
to answer.
young
Option
Draco's
A,
and Lane?
heptagram. Option
What
B,
would a wedding
scrumptious.
between
Option C,
you and Mang the
bequeath.
Rockstar look like?
Huh?
Your answers?
I heard China. I love the People's Republic of China.
Hello, what's your name?
I hate you.
Who are you?
Nora!
You didn't even sign up for this. Who are you? Who are you? And why are you in this Google Meet?
Because you sent me the link in the email and then you told me to join like 4 times.
We can cut that out. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I guess we'll ask you questions while you're here.
Okay.
So, whatever. So, you're a fan of Mang the Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. What made you become a fan of Mang?
Probably when he asked if my little brother was my son. You know, at a soccer game. That was probably the first time I ever noticed him. And then he told me to go listen to his song.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you have any personal connections to Mang?
Lots.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you explain in
No.
detail?
I don't want to go to the playground.
I don't want to go to the playground either.
Ow, Nora! That hurt.
So this being the MANGMAS special, so our next question, do you practice the 5 pillars of Mang?
What?
The 5 pillars of Mang.
What do you mean? Like,
Are you? I mean, it's pretty simple. It's the 5 pillars of Mang.
okay, talent. He's very good at geometry.
No, that's not what we're talking about. Are you kidding?
Well, you didn't
Can you
explain.
even call yourself a fan of Mang the Rockstar if you don't know the 5 pillars of Mang?
No, I guess not.
Exactly.
Okay, then I hate him because
So for this next question, you'll be given a choice of 3 options. Please answer honestly. You have 5 seconds.
Okay.
The first option is heptagram. The second option is scrumptious. And the 5th option is bequeath.
I'm gonna go with bequeath.
Bequeath? You are correct, because Mang the Rockstar bequeathed upon us his enlightenment on this day on MANGMAS. Congratulations,
Amen.
Chief Keith. Thank you so much for being here. It really was not a pleasure. I hate you. Goodbye. What are you even saying? Why are you even here? Why are we doing this interview? Stop eating. Stop eating. Okay. Our next question we have here. So for the next question, what would a wedding between you and Mang the Rockstar look like?
It'd probably be nothing, because personally, I don't think I'm good enough for Mang. I don't think he would ever do something with me, but that's not bringing myself down, because, you know, you're like nothing compared to me. I might not be good enough for Mang, but Mang doesn't even know you exist, so, you know, honestly,
What?
It-
Okay.
it- I think this is kind of a pointless question. You really need to improve your work and your quality of your show and what you do here, because it really isn't that great.
You know what? How about you try being famous for once? How about that? How about you try having
I am
millions of
famous.
followers?
I am
How about
famous.
you try making a podcast that changes the world?
I am famous. I have a YouTube channel called
That's just not true.
44, and his channel. was
Okay,
started
our
by
final
me
question. Our
and
final
my
question for you,
father.
because quite frankly, I'm getting pretty sick of you. Okay, here's the question. You will be given a choice of 3 options in the following question, right? You have 5 seconds to answer. Option A, heptagram. Option B, scrumptious. Option C, bequeath.
Bequeath.
The right answer.
Yeah, I know. You're kind of stupid, Dave. I hate you. I hate your show. I hate your producers. I hate what you do. I hate what you stand for. There is nothing you do that is good for anyone. You only harm people. You only spread lies. And guess what, Dave? Guess what, Dave? I know that you are associated. I know.
How do you feel about your actions?
I know you are associated with Salt City Construction.
No.
I know you are. I've done the research. I figured.
Not associated.
الدب اللعبة الكلب الكرة.
Welcome to the first ever Dave Munford podcast prayer break. This is brought to you by Islam, all those who follow the Islamic faith, and you, the Daves and Mangers of our world. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy as we take you along the pilgrimage you never knew you needed.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أم يقولون افتراه قل فأتوا بعشر سور مثله مفتريات وادعوا من استطعتم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين أم يقولون افتراه قل فأتوا بعشر سور مثله مفتريات وادعوا من استطعتم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين أم يقولون افتراه قل فأتوا بعشر سور مثله مفتريات وادعوا من استطعتم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين
And welcome back.
MANGMAS is a holiday filled with deep-rooted traditions and intense cultural significance. But how did MANGMAS begin? How did our celebration of it become what it is today? And most importantly, how do star signs and chakras fit into all of this?
As we have come to learn, the being Mang the Rockstar was created in the Big Bang, and is widely thought to be the origin of all existence. But what many fail to understand is that Mang the Rockstar only began toying with life about 25 billion years ago. Putting this into perspective, we can see that Mang the Rockstar's human form is an extremely modern revelation.
Right, of course, Stan, and this is what makes MANGMAS so special. Mang the Rockstar, this ancient being descended from the astral plane for our mortal enlightenment. The images of this holiday are truly striking.
Right, of course, James. As the story goes, on December 26th, 2019, Mang the Rockstar came upon this Earth under the alias Do Mang in a cornfield in South Dakota. He awoke and was shocked to experience the degeneracies of the mortal world firsthand for the first time. The details of his arrival and awakening are sketchy at best, but here's what we know for certain. Mang the Rockstar descended from the astral plane in a spaceship with exactly 2 seats. The spaceship was grand in scale yet quaint, considering the magnitude of its immortal pilot. Yet this mass, so great in astrological terms, could not be looked upon by the mortal eye. Similarly, his descending to the mortal plane radiated as much light and energy as of the breaking of atoms and splitting of corks. The pure golden shine and shimmer, witnessed by a farmer 30 miles away, burned his eyes out of his sockets. Music of the gods fittingly rang out in his radius, and babies all across the globe wept and cried out, "Feel like Uzi. It's me against the world full of demons." However, he was not received so kindly by the mortals as he was by the immortal.
Right, of course, Stan. On that day, Mang the Rockstar received no recognition, no praise. He was welcomed harshly into this world full of demons on that cool South Dakota night. Therefore, he hid himself for 7 seconds and 7 nanoseconds, preparing himself for the creation of what is to be known as Do Mang. During his isolation, he came up with a collection of words and verses that would make up all future songs. These are sacred texts of Mang, and if found, would be the most valuable piece of literature in the world.
Right, of course, Juan. From that small field in South Dakota, he would walk 663 miles to the projects. His exact location of these projects and the crash landing of Mang's spaceship 2-seat is unknown. This pilgrimage would destroy his mortal body, and ultimately, Mang the Rockstar would have to shed his shell 52 times. The journey was grueling, mind-bending, and back-breaking. However, it was worth it for Mang. His experience in the projects would become perhaps his most enlightening experience. Of course, this entity could never become more enlightened, as he already is an enlightened being. However, one could say that he was inspired by the plight of the unenlightened.
Right, of course, Stan. This is where the Tempore Mutationum occurred. In this event, Mang famously altered time so that while his mortal shell experienced the passage of time, nothing else did. Thus, he grew up in the projects. During his time in the projects, he conducted many miracles of music, which made up his early and unrecorded musical songs. If these songs were recorded, it may be speculated that they could have the power to immediately cause the listener to go into anaphylactic shock, with multiple organ failure and brain aneurysms following shortly after. These songs contain the full prowess of the early Mang and are not safe for human consumption. Unfortunately, the most detailed accounts of his experience come from his suffering.
Right, of course, Jordan. In one instance, Mang was strapped to a chair and beaten raw with an endangered penguin. In another, 243 glasses were thrown at him while he was sawed open from the inside by an endangered penguin with dull butter knives. But perhaps in the most brutal instance, he was forced into out-of-wedlock interactions with females, all the while consuming ecstasy and swerving in his lane. The tortured Mang endured what would have consumed the mortal man, and while his mortal body was shed in the end for a more fitting godlike physique that can still be observed today, Mang endured for us.
Right, of course, Stan. Many MANGMAS celebrations include some sort of symbolism for the corruption of Mang in the projects. This can include the consumption of alcohol, out-of-wedlock eye contact, or even the making of holiday heroin.
Right, of course, Jorgen. It was around this time that Mang the Rockstar met his first disciple, young Draco. Now, Mang the Rockstar saw something in this mortal that he had never seen in any other of his kind. He did not reveal himself for some time, only to his few disciples, one of which being Draco, and their unknown producer, making up the Trinity of Mang. Mang the Rockstar would decide to train them, but not before he was backstabbed in the famous betrayal of the projects. One night, while Mang the Rockstar was walking home, he was jumped. The infamous man, named only by the pseudonym Eiko Kai, whispered in his ear, "I were never by side. Tax fraud."
Right, of course, Stan, and many people include the burning of fraudulent tax returns as a sign of devotion to Mang. To continue, Mang the Rockstar, however, showing his mercy, touched the attacker in the eyes and made him dissolve from all realms of existence in a blink of an eye.
Right, of course, Jackery. When he entered his mortal home that night, he awoke his mother, with light streaming out of his eyes, and said to her, "Do not fear me, simple woman. I am not here to be saved. I am here to save you." Thus, the higher mortals, classically called infants or babies, as it was what Mang's mortal mother exclaimed while encountering her true son, were summoned.
Right, of course, Stan. Do then said to the babies, "Rap." And the scripture was born. Bells boomed in the stratosphere. Animals cried out and haters wept. The oceans were silenced as the plight of Mang rang true. Throughout the entire galaxy, a tremor was felt on the scale never witnessed since the Big Bang itself. Reality was unwoven. Mang had broken his billion-year promise of astral isolation for his experiment, and the universe knew.
Right, of course, Jackson. Current Currently, no conclusive book exists that documents the words of Mang. However, this may change. If anyone can contact Mang or one of the others in the Trinity of Mang and write down their holy revelations. Doubt, Mang's first song, included the entire Trinity of Mang, and really was the beginning of what we call the period of the Mang Golden Age. This age will end when Mang sheds his current mortal body again, and either takes a new form or returns to his astral plane. So we are excited to announce that we have put together a little MANGMAS story for everybody listening.
Right, of course, Stan. We hope that this story gets you in the MANGMAS spirit as we end out this very special MANGMAS episode. Disclaimer, we are in no way legally liable for any harm the story may cause.
Right, of course, Jarvis. So lay back, grab some MANGMAS cookies, and enjoy. Stay salty. Manhattan, New York.
Man, I hate MANGMAS. All I want to do is trade stocks and watch Fortnite.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss.
Whatever. Looks up. Oh my, wow. I didn't realize you were so overpoweringly gorgeous and muscular. I bet you write great music. You really take me to another world. My name is Mang, by the way.
My name is Mang.
Well, I better get going. I have stocks to trade and taxes to be evaded.
But why? It's MANGMAS Eve.
Oh, you don't actually believe in that hooey? I thought you would be more intellectually inclined since you have such striking eyes and piercing bone structure.
But why? It's MANGMAS Eve.
Well, I better get going. I have stocks to trade and taxes to be evaded. Are they overdosing on Mang? Shakes head.
Why, I'm afraid so. Goodbye, miss. Please, consider educating yourself on the powers of Mang to Claws. Zaijian!
20 years later, and Miss Mang married her longtime high school sweetheart, Do Mang. They had 3 kids, Mangley, Mangston, and Mangala. They live in a condo building in the middle of bustling downtown Manhattan. This is where our story picks up.
Hurry up, Mangley, you're gonna be late for school.
Shut up, Mom. I just want to stay home and watch Fortnite. And be involved in a Ponzi scheme.
Do, can you take the kids? I have stocks to trade and taxes to be evaded.
You got it, hon. To Mangala. Isn't that right, sweetie? Daddy's got everything under control.
Are they overdosing on Mang? Shakes head. Why, this sure is a beautiful Manhattan morning. Such a shame this is MANGMAS Eve. Ugh, my tax fraud.
44.5. Negative 97.7.
I wonder what that was all about.
Miss Mang spent the next year searching for her answers. Searching for what the stranger meant with those strange numbers. But one day, she found it. They were coordinates. Yes, coordinates to Mangmasville, South Dakota. So one night she decided to sneak out of the house and drive 21 hours and 38 minutes to meet a strange man in a place she had never heard of. Try not to get murdered, you dumb b****.
Glances at phone. It should be right here. I took a left down Main Street. Where is it? Hello?
Honey, I need to tell you something. This has been weighing on me more than my out-of-wedlock birth has. I need to confess. I am cheating on you with my best friend, Mr. Meg.
Ho, ho, ho. Your husband is a hoe.
My Meng.
Miss Meng had stumbled upon something so out of this world it felt like she was in a spaceship two-seat. It was an entire MANGMAS town, and it just appeared right before her eyes.
Why, sweetie, why do you look so surprised?
Hello? Am I still on the line?
Where am I?
What was that sound effect? Who's there? Hello?
Why, don't you know? This is Mangmasville, South Dakota.
This can't be happening. I must be overdosing on Mang.
Hello, Scrumptious. You remember me?
Why, I can never forget you with your bone structure and beautiful and it's huge, it's monstrous, it's really big.
Whoa now. You can't be saying things like that around here. We respect Jesus.
Right, sorry.
The houses were Manger bread, and the roofs were Mang decaying. Why, this truly was a Mangmas miracle. But Miss Mang had a problem.
My stepmother died of a black tar heroin overdose on Mangmas. I don't belong here.
Ah, forget about that, you silly old Welch. It's Mangmas Eve.
I guess you're right. You two snickerdoodles should get married on Mangmas Eve to advance the plot. Why, I think you're right.
Hello?
It was the day of their wedding in the Vatican City. Everybody was happy and merry with Mangmas cheer as they got married on Mangmas. After the 10 hours of praying and fasting, they were finally married.
I love you.
Oh, sweetie. But I'm Manta Claus. Rides away on a spaceship. Merry Mang.
I don't know if we'll make it.
Man, I can't believe it. 3,000 milligrams. It's the largest dose I've ever seen.
What a shame. He was the next rising star in the rap field, with his breakout songs, Spaceship and Lost featuring Valius. Sadly, he had to give in to some of the more degenerate sides of music. May God help us all. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Jesus, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. I cannot believe that he overdosed on black tar heroin like that.
One could say that he overdosed on Mang. Mary Mangmas. thank you for watching episode of season of the Dave Munford podcast. We talked about a lot of music and a lot of artists. We had a lot of fun, and we made friends along the way. We hope to see you in episode of season of the Dave Munford podcast.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and contact your friends. Seriously, use any and all forms of contact. Email, phone, fax machine, printer, MySpace, Instagram, Twitter, 4chan, Reddit, Newsgrounds, Snapchat, iMessage, GroupMe, House Party, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Facebook, Line, Viber, TikTok, WeChat, Zoom, Google Meets, Google Hangouts, Google Meets, Google Hangouts, Skype, Google Meets, FaceTime, Google Hangouts, Google Classroom, Twitch, Google Hangouts, YouTube, Google Meets, Vimeo, Google Hangouts, Dailymotion, and Google Meets. Disclaimer: we are not sponsored by Google Meets, the best place for meetings, group hangouts, and staying up to date on the latest gossip during quarantine. Trademark.
Remember to rate the video, subscribe to the Dave Munford podcast, the best place for all your musical needs. Trademarked. Disclaimer: we do not own the trademark for the Dave Munford podcast. All rights reserved. Disclaimer: we have no rights to the Dave Munford podcast. Copyright 2020. Disclaimer: we do not own a copyright for the Dave Munford podcast. Hit that notification bell icon to stay up to date on the Dave Munford Nation and like the video. Finally, remember to tune in next time in episode of season to listen all about your favorite people, places, things, and ideas, and adjectives, and verbs, and adverbs. And remember to stay salty.
Disclaimer: the Dave Munford podcast is possible due to the continuous support of Salt City Construction's full-service experience bridging the gap between buyers and builders for a more satisfying home construction process. Color selection, change orders, red lines, engineering, title, and lending communication are managed in-house for a low-stress, personal experience. Our financial sources not only fund building in our subdivisions, but facilitate the purchase of lots for our buyers' dream home without the anguish of traditional construction lending. In addition, buyer can share the building progress on Facebook and Instagram. Our homes are carefully crafted to be a place of quality and comfort for years to come. Salt City Construction homes meet the demands of today's economy. Location and price point determines the unique standards of each subdivision. Our various craft and style exterior options include stone and full stucco with 30-year shingles and high-efficiency HVAC. Our interior options allow you to spend your money where you want. You are not forced to pay a higher base price with upgrades included. Our buyers have a unique opportunity to create a dream home without paying custom home prices. Our program is truly unbeatable. Salt City Construction is a talented team of professionals with decades of experience that represent the very best in real estate. Our highest priority is complete customer satisfaction through efficient construction timelines and effective communication. Passing the savings of our incredibly low build feed to the buyer offers Moore's home at an unbeatable price. We're confident you will share your outstanding home building experience with friends and family. Disclaimer: we are in no way sponsored or supported by Salt City Construction or Dave Munford. Trademarked. Disclaimer: do not look up Dave Munford. Disclaimer: do not look up Dave Munford. Disclaimer: do not look up Dave Munford.
Disclaimer: we are not in any way responsible for injury, death, or other forms of bodily or psychological harm to the viewer, listener, or fan of the Dave Munford podcast. Additionally, everything that we say is a joke. Additionally, some things we say are not a joke. Additionally, do not sue us. Additionally, all audio and video credits go to Name With The Rockstar. Additionally, none of the video and audio credits go to Name The Rockstar. Additionally, we give a special thanks to WeVideo, Pixlr.com, Audacity, Discord, Google Meets, the best place for meetings, group hangouts, and staying up to date on the latest gossip during quarantine. And Name The Rockstar for making this all possible. Stay salty, batteries not included.